please. Yes, it's a Devil May Cry one that supports hardware accelerated ray tracing.
All right.
And,
Here we are. Let me know if you all see us and hear us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see us.
I see you.
And yeah, so we're here we are finally. I was hoping there might have been a possibility this could have happened earlier in the afternoon, but you know,
alas,
it was a UPS delivery, and those can be anywhere from early afternoon to early evening. You just never know. So
exactly. So this is it then. So this is your box.
you know, I really wonder how long ago this Halo Infinite box was printed. It's kind of too bad what ended up having to happen there.
I know.
I mean, it's for the best, but it is, you know, it's sad for Microsoft, you know. I mean, I still haven't played Halo 1, so.
Oh wait, really? That's right.
He's never played any Halo game.
I mean, I've played maybe an hour-ish of Halo 1. For whatever reason, I was like, you know, one day I was just like, you know, I've never tried original Xbox games on the 360. I don't even know how that feature works. And so
you're in luck though with Halo because I think Master Chief Collection is getting a 120 hertz update.
Oh man, that'd be great. I mean, I've heard people very split on whether like that's like the best version to play of Halo 1 or not. You know,
debatable. It has its flaws, but I still think it's pretty solid. So, all right, here he goes.
So yeah, we're going to go at it. My preferred tool of choice for opening boxes is a thumbtack. I feel like I'm less likely to nick something compared to with scissors. You know, because I don't like actually taking the tape off because it's always going to ruin something. You know.
I did that to my camera, just so you know. I just don't want to feel like I'm putting something up high on the shelf here, and I'm just trying to do it real quick, just so you know.
Coury and John are graciously joining while they're busy on other projects, so don't mind the slightly different vibe to the stream.
It's a little bit chaotic.
Yeah,
but
just a little bit. I'm sorry.
I was just finishing that, watching that PS5 Devil May Cry video on Digital Foundry when the UPS guy arrived. It's definitely sounds like there's kind of some weird stuff going on with all the modes, really.
Yeah, I know what you mean. This is just crazy times. Whoa, Corey's camera.
No, it's just me. It's just me. It's just I'm here. I just put the flap down.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just doing it while I'm like standing up here, like my guts in the way. I don't think everybody wants to.
All right, so I'm guessing now that I've got the tape off, the way to open this is with the top facing up.
Yeah. I actually really like the packaging of this, the way the Xbox is packaged there. It opens up really nicely.
I was dying with your I wasn't really watching your unboxing video because I had to get my state car inspection done, and I was like waiting outside, and I just like had my phone to my ear listening to yours and Richard's impressions, and he killed me with the the power of your dreams. He said if Microsoft knew what my dreams were, they wouldn't want to power them.
Yeah, that's true. That's funny, actually.
Well, here it is. It's no Bojangles box. Oh,
that's
man,
right, the Bojangles Xbox. I forgot about that.
Ooh, it's heavy. Where the heck is the controller? It almost feels like there's no room for a controller in here.
Oh, don't worry, you're gonna find it. It's in there.
Is there a code I need to be covering on this paper? Oh, this feels like it's like a do not disturb for your hotel door. This some pretty sturdy foam in here. So here's our accessories box. It's a separate thing. Set the box
Right.
elsewhere.
Ooh. Oh, it's the donation.
Oh, I
sound.
see there were
Oh.
two donations.
There's 2 donations. There's one from Gaming Blows, our good friend Gaming Blows, who says, "Hey John, you ever play Prism for the PS2?"
No. I know that game. Yes. Ah.
Wait, you have it or you have played it?
I know of it.
Is it? I
It's,
wonder if you think it's better than Lichtenstein Battle Mage.
Yes. No, actually, you know what? Lichtenstein Battle Mage. I gave it a bad rap because it ran so poorly, but it's actually not the worst game.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like
And
from
well, I don't want to spoil an upcoming video, but there's some interesting stuff to enjoy with
I
that.
mean, the PC version looked like a respectable game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying here.
Is there nothing in the whole bottom of this box?
What do you mean?
This box is like twice as tall as it needs to be.
There's also $5.
There's just like
from,
empty
Mr.
space down here. All the stuff was up here. Weird.
There's also $5 from Mr. Pete, 1995. Hang on, or 1985. I'm sorry.
1985.
Got my Series X this morning, and my cat
Still the
promptly
best.
jumped into the box as soon as I turned around. Does it make a pretty good?
Really? That's
cat
pretty
box, huh?
awesome, actually.
Yeah, let's take a look at the controller first, I guess. I wasn't
Okay,
sure if
yeah.
it was going to
I
come
lo-
with batteries, so
I actually quite like the controller on this
Yep,
thing.
there are
It's-
batteries.
It's just an evolution, obviously, but it's a really nice pad. It
Oh
feels
yeah,
good.
the texture is a lot stronger. On the
Right?
bottom. Oh, and the triggers have texture too. Yeah,
The triggers. Also, I think the R1 and L1, if you want to call them, the bumpers feel a little better. Like they're slightly easier to click. I was just playing Devil May Cry, and I didn't like playing with the regular Xbox One pad, and it's a little bit more enjoyable on this one.
the D-pad is definitely really different. I mean, I never tried the Elite controllers.
Right. Oh yeah. The Elite
Let's,
controllers are good.
I've got my Xbox One controller out. I mean, it's always been so hard for me to tell in pictures, like, what is the difference? But it looks like, I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. I mean, I like the triggers and the bumpers on the Xbox
Yeah.
One controller a lot as well. I mean, I actually really like the Xbox One controller a lot. So,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
yeah.
It's serviceable, comfortable for FPS games. That's as my preferred controller for sure.
I'm going to go
I
ahead
like
and-
the way. I really also like the way that they very tightly wrap those cables. Like they're so perfectly wrapped,
Oh, yeah.
and they will never be wrapped that nicely again.
All right.
Oh yeah, you have that American style plug. I haven't used one of those lately.
That's interesting. I feel like normally the figure 8 plugs, don't they normally have like one end of the plug that's bigger than the other? This one doesn't.
Oh, that's for ground, and that's well. You can also tell because the figure 8, it's like the figure 8 itself would have like a squared end. And a
Oh,
circular end.
okay.
That
Yeah,
denotes
yeah. Like the
ground,
one that you put
basically.
into PlayStation and Dreamcast.
Yeah, they have that. Okay.
All right. This does feel like really heavy. Like for whatever reason, whenever I was watching videos of people I remember like in some of Richard's first videos, he was like picking it up and it almost looked like, I mean, I know he had like that mock-up one at one point, but like, I think it was still like using the real one and the way he was picking it up made it almost look really, really light. but
Oh, right.
it definitely is not really light. Woo. Man, that is a big fan.
It is, and it blows out some serious heat as
And the
well.
holes on the top are like massive. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, just watch out though. It's a fingerprint magnet.
Which is
That-
so
that
weird.
matte-
You wouldn't think
that
that
matte
this
plastic.
this material would be.
It like shows the oils somehow in your hands a little bit. So like what I'm saying is, I think it's really weird they made a Bojangle Series X.
Yes, it's awesome though.
Unless they make it with a material that's like anti finger grease.
See, the thing that really stinks is this system would look kind of cool horizontal, except the bottom looks terrible. You know?
Everybody says that about that poor stand.
I do.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody likes this.
You know what's weird though is like you can see like the disk drive and stuff. You can just like see straight into it through these massive holes.
I know.
Whew. It is hefty. Let's take a look at the back. What's I feel like I remember you all talking about this thing at some point, and I can't remember what that's about. This little thing under there, is that a thing?
Oh, it's like a Kensington lock or something. I actually don't remember what that's for.
Huh. Man, there are some big vents on this thing though. Sure gonna get cool, I guess.
Heck yeah. Just wait till you feel the heat coming out of that thing.
Now, should I
It's
plug in the my USB SSD now or after it's set up?
I think you can do it straight away.
I mean, can you hot swap them? I mean, does it like immediately detect when you plug in?
I think you can hot swap. It's okay. So
Maybe I'll do it later then. I don't want to accidentally like format it or something. I
It
ran
won't be the
this
first time.
HDMI cable that I'm about to plug into it. I ran this like a year ago. I'm not even kidding. I have one for PS5 too. But I will use the power cord. Man, I cannot get over like how big the openings of the vent are and how big the fan is. I mean, it is really huge. Yeah, I'll go ahead and plug in the hard drive.
all right. I'm almost done with this export here.
Yeah,
For the people, I can't say what it is yet, but this is the first video that we've done that's Series X versus PS5.
Ooh.
Oh man.
So I did a rush one to get this out. So we have some, because it's pretty interesting what I found. And I think fans of both systems are going to be like, wait, what? So this is gonna be fun. So
Did
This
you
should be-
use the app to set
I
yours
did,
up?
yeah.
Does it work pretty
I
well?
did use it.
Like I'm assuming
does.
I might have to hide my screen at some point during this.
If you use the app, you shouldn't have to hide your screen.
Okay. Just wanted to.
So you should be okay there.
Here's where it goes, and there should be between the Switch and the Xbox and the TV. There should be enough room for a vertical PS5. The other possibility is I put the PS5 down here where the modem and router are, but at least to start, I think I'm going to put it there. I've got a stack of Xbox games over there that
Oh yeah.
we can play around with.
So do you have games? You have games ready to go, right, on the hard drive?
Everything that I have that can be played on Xbox One is already on the SSD that I plugged into it. It's the exact same SSD and Sabrent SATA to USB adapter that Richard used in his video. Which, by the way, I'd love to see a similar video for PS5.
So yeah, we have to investigate the whole PS5 storage situation because it's a lot different.
Yeah, because you can't.
Can't store PS5 games on external.
Yeah, that's really
And
irritating.
Not yet, and you can't install another internal drive yet. So I'm not sure what's up with that.
Me and Sandy are
I
upside
think
down.
it's coming. I think it's coming in a firmware. Okay, cool. I have clicked export, so now I can just hang out and.
I'm gonna try and switch my mic now. Hopefully it goes all right. Let me know if it's too loud or if it's too soft. All right, you hear me?
I can't.
Yes,
Does that sound a lot better?
I do hear you.
It doesn't really sound a lot different for some reason.
Well,
All right.
oh,
Let's see here.
here we go. All right, now you should hear me. It should sound a lot better.
Oh, that does sound better. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but give me levels for both of you so I can see if it's good.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Okay, and John.
Testing.
I hear
I mean,
testing
John
1 2.
John shouldn't have changed. I'm going to lower Corey
I
just
didn't
because
change.
I'd raised him up before. Okay, that should probably be fine.
Okay.
Sandy,
All right.
can I sit there, Sandy?
Yes, please, Sandy. Please, Hammer. Don't hurt him.
Sandy is my seat. Is my seat. I'm going to sit there. Okay. That's your seat over there. All right. Let's see what happens. The controller
Is what?
is not doing it.
Did you put the batteries in backwards?
I don't think so.
Oh, because yeah, that was always a problem with the Xbox One for me.
I mean, I have a charging dock for the one. Oh, I did have them in backwards.
I knew
Yeah.
it. Yep. So it's really. I just got that Series S as well today, so I have both of them now, and it's the same controller but white, and I really like it in white.
Yeah, I wish I could have gotten a different color because this just looks exactly the same as my Xbox One controller. There we go. It makes the exact same sound when you turn it on as the one.
The one. See, that's what I think they wanted you to call it.
Whoa.
It's loud.
Yes, that's I thought the Xbox One X boot up sound was loud, but that is definitely louder. It
the
scared
original
Sandy.
Xbox One version wasn't that loud, but the X was just like.
Yeah, I don't know what the other one is like, but yeah, this is like. Yeah, I mean the One X is just. This alarmed Sandy, and I'm at the same volume level that I normally.
I'm gonna beat you, try. I'm gonna get on your Xbox first.
Oh,
No, just kidding. I can't do it because it uses local Wi-Fi.
oh, that's good.
Otherwise, somebody would race to take over your Xbox, and it's like, uh-oh. So you're gonna start with Grab by the Ghoulies and Auto HDR?
Ooh, I might. I was actually thinking about starting with. I would have to. Corey would have to get my. He would have to get my the system linked to his account, but I was kind of thinking about playing Wonder Boy and Monster World.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. We don't want to do that right now.
One thing that's funny is, I guess, if you play Perfect Dark, the XBLA enhanced version, every time you like look at one of the lights, or yeah, I think that's pretty. You know how they did all the light flares, right?
Right. I mean, I was that was one of the games I wanted to test because I thought it might look cool.
So there's that, and then also the screen kind of flat, like it brightens up, it gets white for a second when you look at it, and when you see that in auto HDR, it's like blinding. It's like you're constantly like looking at light bulbs, like ah.
We got a $4.99 donation from our good friend Paul Sutton, who says, hooking up my Series X, unplug all cords and hard drive from the One X and plug them into the Series X, and then sync the Elite controller.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend that exactly. Except that's fine, except for the HDMI cable, and that kind of depends on what your setup is. Because the cable that comes with the Series X is an HDMI 2.1 compliant cable.
Oh.
So that means, I mean, I don't try. You still have the B7, I think. So
yes, I mean, I can only do 120 at 1080p anyway.
So you don't need it right now, but just note that if you do change things around, and anybody watching, if you want to use the HDMI 2.1 features, you're gonna need a different cable than the old one.
Yeah, Coury, I think there's something
also
crackly in your audio. I think it's Coury.
You might have just heard it because I think it was my cell phone picking up, maybe. Or is it okay now, or is it still doing it?
Right now, it's fine.
Okay, I think it was just my cell phone signal, maybe.
Oh
But
man,
maybe not.
Oof. Exporting these frame rate graphs it's heavy, man.
We also had a $2 donation from Chris Fratz saying, if you play Perfect Dark, we could try the online.
I mean, I think I would have to get connected to Coury's account though for that because I don't have Xbox Live Gold.
Wait, you don't have Xbox Live Gold Ultimate?
Nope. But if you have, but if Coury puts my console on his account, I can do Xbox Live Gold stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay. See, this is fun for me. This is the first time I've been for a proper console launch where I've been doing this job. So I mean, I've had these things now for a while.
You weren't. I guess you weren't with DF when PS4 launched, were you?
I was. I just started though.
Oh, okay.
So and we weren't doing the same kind of coverage, so I actually just had to wait till actual launch day. So we didn't have any of that stuff going on. And then when the PS4 Pro and One X came out, then we were able to get a little more attention, I guess.
I see.
But this is the first proper console launch where we were kind of there at the ground level, at least on the coverage side, and it was interesting. It's weird because you can't take part in the same fun and excitement as everybody else, but
yeah,
it is cool making coverage on new stuff. By the way,
this is the first time I got an Xbox One X day one, but it's the first time that I have been, even though it doesn't really feel like a new generation because there's nothing that I couldn't play on my One X, but it is the first time I've bought an Xbox console a new platform day one.
Right. One thing that's interesting is on the PS5 setup, when you're going through the initial setup, it actually says if you want to play a disc game, go ahead and put the disc in now, and we'll start installing it while you do the setup.
Oh, that's cool. that's generous of them.
Which is kind of fun. I'm curious to see your thoughts on the dashboard here in terms of speed, because it feels so much more responsive.
I really don't. I guess it's better than it used to be, but I really don't like the Xbox One interface that much. Aside from the video settings on PS4, garbage. Xbox One, excellent. Everything else on the PS4, I prefer the interface, and everything else on Xbox One, I don't really like. But the video settings on Xbox One are fantastic.
Oh man, you're not gonna like the video settings on PS5 then.
Well,
it's pretty much the same.
I saw your video. I mean, it looked like it was maybe a little better.
Well, the problem is it has that same thing where
Yeah,
it always wants to automatically go back to automatic mode. So you kind of have to keep an eye on it. And you can't specify refresh rate. Update complete.
Copy your settings. Backed up 18 hours ago.
Ooh, if I scan your QR code, what do I get?
Oh, it's probably
it's
just
just-
to get the app.
It's just xbox.com. Ooh, it opens the app. Yep, I got the app here. Now, if I type in that code, what can I do? No, just kidding.
Well, the setup, the update process was a lot faster than I thought it would be.
Okay, now you're actually ready to get into this thing.
Yeah, what's going on though?
Press and hold to turn on your controller. What's it doing?
The light is just like constantly blinking. Are the batteries not situated right?
No, they are. It seems like it must have. Is it not synchronized now suddenly? You could go press the little sync buttons.
I guess, but it's weird that it wouldn't instruct me to do that.
Yeah, that didn't happen before.
Like, look at this. It's doing this.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, let me put the batteries that came with it. I don't know. Maybe these batteries aren't.
What did you put in?
I already had some. I have some Energizer lithium ones. I don't like using alkaline batteries anymore because I'm just like so paranoid about them leaking.
Oh, right.
I still need to clean up my Xbox 360 controller, you know, with the transforming D-pad. I still need to clean it up because I discovered like a month or so ago that it had leaked batteries in it.
Oh, no. Xbox, go home. Remember that?
Xbox.
Oh, wait, did you ever have an Xbox when it had the Connect with it?
No.
Oh yeah, so
Maybe
you didn't get to
maybe
take
those
part in
batteries
that.
were dead.
What's
Yeah.
that?
But the ones that came with
Oh,
it are
wait.
fine.
Any chance that Tech Junkie asked if any chance that Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie will be enhanced further, maybe 60 FPS?
Were they
I
capped?
I think they're capped.
I don't remember.
It seems unlikely to me that they would have been updated again. So one of the problems with this, and that, as I understand it, with a lot of these games, is like, depending on, it can vary depending on what it takes to update. But like going back to update an old game doesn't seem easy because you kind of have to open up an old development environment and get back into stuff. You know,
Mhm.
it's not trivial to go back to a game and like actually make changes to it, as I understand it.
So,
And I can see why.
well, something that's interesting though, like for example, so I don't know if it's like this right now, but you know they did show how Fallout 4 was going to run at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're doing that. I mean,
Like I'm assuming that's a backwards compatibility thing, but then Days
Yeah.
Gone, my understanding is that is a patch on PS5. Is that right? Where Days Gone is running at 60?
oh yeah, no. Days Gone and Ghost of Tsushima, those are not native PS5 games. I don't think. They seem to be running in
So
PC mode, and I don't recall them like when there might have been a patch before I installed them because I installed them pretty early, and it never seemed to have updated anything. They just automatically worked.
huh.
So I'm not really sure how that was done. Maybe it was in the download. By the time I downloaded it, it was already updated. I mean, obviously they had to do something, but it's curious because there was no obvious patch to say, "Hey, these features are here."
Right. This controller update is almost taking longer to apply than the system update.
Because you're too far away from the console. No, I'm kidding.
The I feel like the light on the system somehow like doesn't look as defined as the 1X light. Like I don't know, it's
Really?
like not as bright or something maybe. I mean, which is probably good overall.
Yeah.
Have you tried the share button at all? Like that's something that I just don't really even think
so
about because like
I
I
use
use my
some-
own capture card, you know?
I used this today to showcase variable rate refresh. Variable refresh rate, because an attempt basically for like Assassin's Creed, I played that. Normally it runs at 60 frames per second, but it has screen tearing. But if you run it with VRR, it looks flawless. Like it just looks like a perfect 60. Like you can't tell if there's any dips. And so I tried to film my screen with that while also using the game DVR, like the internal capture to capture it.
Okay.
And that fixes the tearing, but it looks juddery in the capture. We're just trying to figure out a way to show how it differs. All right, there you are.
Here we are.
You better
Look
check
at,
out his settings first.
but hold on. I mean, look, my games are they're
Oh, can you just check for updates
right
for everything? That is one thing.
Do you
that
see
I
how much
wish
faster that is, though?
yeah. Hold on. Am I crazy? Or no, I guess not. Like I don't know what it is, but like I'm looking at this, I'm like, wait, I know you said it was not 4K, but like sitting back for a second, it looked almost 4K. Like for some reason, my
I
eyes
know.
are almost tricking me into thinking it's sharper.
It's not, though. It's not.
All right, you guys hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that all systems would have the option to just check updates for every single game you had installed.
Well, was that not what that was asking me to do?
I think it doesn't. I think it might do
I mean,
it
I guess
now.
the Xbox does do it. It looks for, but I wish the Switch does it. I wish the Switch did it.
See, the thing is I feel
Or the
like
PS4.
all of the consoles are supposed to do it, maybe, but it never feels reliable.
Yeah.
I have the same problem with Quick Resume on the Xbox, where it works really well sometimes, but other times it doesn't work, and I'm not sure why. Like, there's no indication as to whether a game will use it or not. So I've lost progress a couple times now because of it.
So
So there's a couple of donations that I missed. There's a $5 from Tech Junkie. Thank you. It says, silly question, but any chance Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie will be enhanced further, maybe 60 FPS?
I got that one earlier, and I don't think
we think
so.
they're capped, but I don't remember.
I think they're capped. We need to check. I think they're
there's
capped.
also,
Setup doesn't
$2
support Dolby
from-
Vision. Why would it say that?
You don't support Dolby Vision because you're probably into the capture card.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, you're right. That is it.
Capture card kills that.
Yeah.
There's $2 from Eric Schussler. It says, do these controllers still use Wi-Fi Direct?
I think it's the same. Yeah.
Wait, what? Wi-Fi Direct? What?
It doesn't use Bluetooth. It uses its own communication protocol, and I think they made some improvements to it as well, so that it's like extra. You'll have to see when you play try, because like with the low latency stuff on here is pretty impressive. Ooh, my video is done exporting just about, so I can start the encoding process. My favorite part. No, not really. Actually, is that not a great feeling though? Actually, like when it's like time to encode your video,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
it's done. You're like, oh,
But then it always seems like for me, I'm always like, it takes like half a day to get a good render. Because
Yeah.
I mean, especially because like my videos are often so long, and
oh, I know. The longer they get,
I get all
the
kinds
crazier
of
it
render.
gets.
You know, it crashes during rendering and stuff.
I hate that so much. I feel like I got through that with I'm using the RTX 3090 now, and that thing has over 20 gigabytes of VRAM. I think it's 24.
Oh, geez.
Let me confirm.
So I see the 120 hertz is here. Do I have to come in here and select that, or if I
Yeah.
want, or like?
Yeah. So
Look for the camera right there. Ooh.
So here's the thing: because you're not using a HDMI 2.1 display, you have to decide between 120 at 1080p or 4K at 60.
Correct.
You have to do it manually.
So I can't do that within the game. In other words, like I have to do it.
No,
here.
you have to do it here. Now, one thing like we mentioned this in the Devil May Cry video that went up today. That sucks about the PS5 is that so it's only 60 hertz output like normal, but Devil May Cry 5 wants to use the 120 hertz mode, and if your display supports 120, it will output 120 no matter what, which means in your case you wouldn't be able to see the game at 4K at all because it would force the 1080p 120 mode, and you'd be stuck in that. You know what I mean?
Sounds frustrating.
You can't, since you can't actually decide which mode you want, and it has no frame rate cap. So like all the modes just run wild, like in terms of like the frame rates. It goes all the way up to 120. So
Where I'm trying to find.
Roblox.
I'm trying to find where demos would be.
Dude,
Roblox.
I was looking in the store today, just trying to like figure out like, all right, let me show me all the Series X games, and I found it weirdly difficult to actually find that information.
Yeah.
Like it seems like very oh wait, go up. Did they add one? Go up.
What?
Optimized for down over where it says Forza.
Okay.
I didn't see that before.
I'm
they added something. That's awesome.
I feel like it's usually not this hard to find the demos section on here.
Man, have you
I'll look
played
at it once in a while.
Sea of Thieves yet?
I rented it from a red box just to record, because I just need more like variety of games to show in that 4K TVs episode.
Oh yeah, it's a good game.
Come on,
it's fun with friends.
There's got.
But they updated it on Series X, so it's 4K 60 now, which is really nice. Dude, I don't think like they don't do demos anymore, and there are no demos of Series X games.
Well, I mean, demos are pretty common, but that's what I was wondering. Is like, was there a demo for like Dirt 5 or something?
No. None of the new games have demos.
All
as far as I
right.
know.
So I probably can't
There are
play
no demos, but there are demos.
certain things that are on here right now because some of the digital stuff is tied to Coury's account.
Let me think. Let's
now,
look
if
through
I
here.
want to play Ori at 120 hertz, do I have to copy it to the internal?
No.
Even though
Except-
wouldn't that make it a
wait.
Series X game then?
Oh, I don't remember. I actually don't know how it works for games like that.
And
It might
here's
have to be on the
Monster
internal.
Boy. But
That has not been updated yet.
see,
So
I
don't
can't.
bother.
I can't. Oh, it hasn't been.
No.
Well, let's pop in rare replay. Of all things, why
That's
not,
it.
right?
Of all things.
Now,
I love it.
when you're doing auto HDR, is it just like using the AI to come up with like a flat profile for each game, or can it change on like a scene by scene basis?
I think it's kind of a flat profile. I think. Because I don't think it can do like dynamic metadata or anything.
You know,
like
I
that.
didn't see anything about auto HDR in those the settings screen.
Let's see if this switches. This should switch to HDR for you, I think. You have HDR. Yep, there it goes.
Yep. HDR is on. Wow, there's some
How's it look?
not well. Oh well, I guess it's not necessarily bad video compression. I was looking at like this textured background in the sky, and I thought it looked like really bad compression at first.
Bro, from my perspective, this looks like bad compression, but oh, I see what you mean. But yeah, I love it. The first thing you played when you got the new system.
Why not? I mean, hey, I'm
I
wearing my
love it.
Rareware shirt today.
Heck yeah.
I can't think of anything in here that would really be improved. I'm just curious about the auto HDR. I just feel like it would be fun for like an N64 game to be like the first thing I play.
Play some ZX Spectrum games.
Play Jet Force.
Oh, look at that. We got a donation. Thanks for your hard work at DF John. Do you think Enslaved? What was that? To the West. Something to the West.
Oh, Odyssey to the West.
Yeah. Odyssey to the West, yeah, and Deadly Premonition will get frame rate boost right off the bat. They will run at a stable 30.
Let's play Perfect Dark.
And they're not going to be improved. Oh yeah, so you get to experience the super intense HDR.
This Xbox 360 title isn't installed. Oh, I might have deleted the rare replay version and kept the
non.
Let me go get my 360 disc.
Yeah, because I mean, probably if he was installing stuff from my account, then that's where he would have been doing it from. Because I had like Jetpack.
I'm thinking of Perfect Dark Zero.
Oh,
Perfect Dark Zero. There's no disc for this other than this. Why would it say it's not installed?
well, because there's the rare replay version and the regular version.
No,
know why
but
it's
I'm
not
just
though.
like Perfect Dark 1, you know?
No, I know, but there's the rare replay version and the regular version.
Wow, so now I can see that yeah, I don't have like a regular download version of Perfect Dark. This is the only version of Perfect Dark HD I have. But you can see how the menu is not at all optimized for HDR. Like it's really dark and dull.
It's dim, yeah, I know.
Oh, I see. Retrotech is in the chat. He posted a video. Oh, this is interesting though. Like this.
What's that?
Well, I don't think it's. This looks a lot brighter than that quick menu did.
Well, because it switched back to normal mode.
Did it? I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't notice it.
It's not an HDR.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. But yeah, Retrotech, if you go to his channel, he did a video fixing up my Commodore monitor.
Oh yeah, I love watching his videos. They're awesome. It's very relaxing just to see the process.
See, look, Perfect
I love
Dark
his
is
new
installed.
setup too. He looks like a game show host.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it takes maybe when it says it takes a minute to get ready, maybe that's like it has to do something to the installation on the drive.
Yeah.
Since it came from an Xbox One, I don't know. Did you read that $5 donation?
There's $5 from Mitch B. That said, yeah, the Series X is cool, but did it come in a PS1 long box?
No. It did not.
So I mean, what's even the point then?
I see
That's
Del
what I'm saying.
Keys is asking about.
Can't be balls deep in long boxes without long boxes.
I see Del Keys is asking, do either PS5 or Xbox Series X default to 4K without consideration for 1080p TVs? And they very obviously auto detect like what you can do.
Yes.
That you wouldn't be
exactly.
like stuck opening it out of the box or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. How's that HDR looking?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at those lights. I mean, the menu is pretty bright. Good old Datadyne Central.
Oh yeah, this is a good looking spot. Yeah, once you get
Oh,
in here,
yeah.
start look at those different lights and the way they flash. What like when you look at them, the whole screen kind of tints.
Yeah.
It's very bright.
I mean, it's not like super excessive. I mean, Let me check. I think I have the OLED light on maximum. Of course, it's a lot dimmer, I think, than what you can do. Yeah, I have my OLED light on.
B7.
It's on maximum.
No, it was the
for HDR.
B6 and B7 are slightly less intense in HDR mode than the ones that came after, I found.
Let's see, we got 999 from good old
What's
Scott
Coury doing
Davis.
up there?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm just
Scott
trying
Davis
to make this a little bit lower. If I can get it a little bit lower, it'll be perfect.
says my Xbox Series X pre-order is an Amazon limbo. Womp womp. Oh man, that's a bummer. Can you guys test Tron Evolution for me? I don't have that. How does the auto HDR look? I'm trying auto HDR on Perfect Dark right now. I thought that would be a fun game to test it with. I mean, that moon looks pretty bright. I mean, the image in general just looks really colorful and vivid, I would say. Like,
Right? Yeah. Like for a game that was not made to be in HDR, it really benefits.
Yeah, I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm missing any details because of like some wonky implementation or anything. I mean, nothing feels like it's like glowing bright that like necessarily shouldn't be. Like this Datadyne sign like feels like it should, and all these other lights on the other buildings. Can you test BioShock with unlocked frame rate, see if it breaks 60 FPS? What version would I
360,
check?
360.
So 360 is unlocked, but what about the
No.
the collection?
The collection was already pretty much 60 with slowdown, but the 360 version has an option in the menu to turn off the frame rate limiter, and it's nowhere near 60.
What about on One X?
I think it was still not completely locked, but I can't remember.
Interesting. Well, I'll go up. I'll go up and grab that in a minute. Man, I am loving how Perfect Dark is looking.
Oh, I love Perfect Dark. This version of Perfect Dark is quite good.
Yes.
It really feels like it's such a nice way to play this game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's got surround sound and everything.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'll go grab 360 BioShock for you, Scott.
Right. Uploading.
I have to
What's
tweak the
up?
camera location. You can see me looking up too much
Oh.
when I'm looking at the monitor up here.
Oh, so you're trying to get it perfect. I see. Your
Yeah,
whole
well, I mean,
setup.
I'm just messing around with different stuff because I want to. I installed this thing so I can put my
Sandy tried
regular
to eat
camera on
this
it.
when she
so I
was a
can shoot.
puppy.
What's that?
Oh no.
Yeah, see, this this dual pack of 1 and 2 comes in a cardboard sleeve.
Oh yeah.
And it was low down on the shelf, and she chewed it up when I was in the shower.
No.
Sandy.
Oh, there is several donations here. Hang on, let me scroll back up. Okay, so there was $9.99 from our good friend Scott Davis. Thank you. It says my Xbox Series X pre-order. Oh, we already talked about that one. Sorry, missed that one. Another $4.99 from Eric Schussler. Did we read this one already? Sony will lose this generation because they won't refuse to allow the masses to play Mr. Mosquito. Mr. Mosquito. Mr. Mosquito. With auto HDR.
True.
That one came out when I was working at EB, and that's why we always called it Mr. Mosquito.
Mr. Mosquito.
It's also $5 from Joe Ryukin, which I'm assuming is a take on the Shoryuken. Thank you. It says, hope everyone is doing well today. Cheers. Hopefully,
Cheers.
you're doing
Cheers
okay,
to
too.
you.
Thank you.
See,
Did,
I feel like I need to extend this just a touch more.
Did the collection feature HDR? I'm guessing this is, all new HDR
No,
implementation.
it did not. It was not HDR.
I don't believe I've got a save with this version of the game. What is it? I can't even remember what system I played it on originally. I think PS3, but it could have. I think it was actually probably PC. I probably played the first one on PC.
Played the first one on PC first. Interesting.
I think I did, but I'm not positive. No, there's no
You have
options
saves?
from the main menu.
Do you have any saves?
I don't seem to.
So you're in. So how's the HDR looking?
Oh, it's hard to tell from this. That 1960 Mid-Atlantic light is pretty bright. I mean, it's always ideal with like curated HDR implementations to not have text be, the maximum value. And I imagine
Right.
that's something that the auto HDR is going to struggle with a bit.
Yeah.
I don't remember if this scene is this dark normally. That scene on the airplane, it was pretty dark.
It's usually pretty dark. It's hard to tell. I can't tell from the stream.
I'm going to turn off my microphone one more time.
One thing I am curious to try on PS5 though I've only got like a couple of them, but PS2 classics, like.
Oh, I've heard some of them are quite glitched.
Oh, really? They just don't work well?
Yeah.
But they did
Not
not
all of them.
run. I was not that impressed with the performance on PS4.
No, I don't love it either, to be honest. Let's see here. I need to upload.
Here we go. Let's see. Unlock frame rate. Made to
Yeah.
grade visual quality. I mean, that's not exactly the right way to put it, but
Okay. Now let's see what happens.
let's see.
It
what
should
happens.
just be straight up 60 FPS now.
Oh man, yeah. Look at this. Oh, look at the fire. Fire looks pretty great. I mean,
Yeah, that should be nice and smooth now.
this is probably what I would play if I were to replay this game, because I remember looking at the Digital Foundry comparisons of the collection versus the original version. I thought the changes to the artwork were maybe a little too much.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of prefer this original one. I still can't believe that. I mean, they did an okay enough job, but the development team that did the remastered version is called Blind Squirrel Games. Like, it's like, maybe I don't know about that. Man, this was so memorable back in the day. This whole experience.
All these lights are looking really good. Now, I'm looking
adding-
like right there though, and it's like OLED black.
But I mean, that's the game.
Is that how it's supposed to be? It's been so long since I've played this.
It's also like that on the stream. But
well,
that's
but
actually
it's
how it is.
also it's tone
pure
map. My
black.
capture card's tone mapping, so you can't really trust what you're
No.
seeing all that much.
It's pretty much black from what I remember, because that was still from like the Doom 3 era or something.
I will
absolute black.
I will admit the auto HDR looks pretty great in this game.
That's cool.
The volume is quite loud though, even though it's actually not turned up particularly high on my system.
Yeah. I'll be
Oh,
right back.
EB Chill with $2. John Howell's Killzone Shadowfall at 60 FPS.
It's amazing. Let me tell you. Actually, no, it's really cool. It feels so much better to play. It's really responsive now, comparatively, and it's like it never dips. It still feels like a modern game.
entitled to the sweat of his brow.
Man, but
No,
Corey's at it there.
man, Washington belongs
Oh
to
yeah.
No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God.
Sandy, is it dinner
No, says the
time?
man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected.
I'll be
those
right back. I'm just gonna get some-
Okay.
Instead,
I don't remember how long this lasts, but I do want to see that
chose the
shot
impossible.
going into the city.
I chose rapture.
There we go. Oh yeah.
A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the
It is really doing a good job of
Your brow
identifying
can become your
the highlights
as well.
and making them feel like they should for a good HDR implementation. I mean, I'm not as good of a frame rate analyzer as John is, so I couldn't really tell you if there's any drops here, but it is definitely pretty good looking to me.
Right. Flow into the city.
Yeah, Gaming Boys is asking, didn't the fake HDR blow out lines on highways and racing games?
I don't know.
Like I know Richard was talking about, he thought that the street paint looked too bright on GTA 4 or GTA
Yeah.
3. No, yeah, GTA 4.
I thought, what is it? Burnout Paradise Remastered looked perfect in auto HDR. That did not have it before. That was one of my favorites.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
back.
he's back. He's back.
You see this thing? Look at this extension I put on there.
Oh. Clever. So that's a nice perfect height.
Yeah. The idea is just to kind of get it out of the way.
Right,
But also, I like the idea of just being able to pull it down.
I can understand. Right. Now I'm uploading my video to the FTP. Oh, that sounds very Bioshock.
Oh, Scott Davis again. Have fun, dudes. Can't hardly wait for the original Mass Effect elevator ride time difference between backwards compatibility and Xbox Series X on the new remaster.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't think that's gonna change too much.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be I feel like
think
that's
it is.
probably just like kind of baked into it.
And I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
I don't know if there's going to be much of anything else to see here soon or not.
Take a deep breath.
We're gonna have to get you to higher ground, maybe.
Leaves twisting in the wind.
I haven't played this game in forever.
We're gonna need to draw.
It does look really good here, though.
Trust me.
I will say it is
Isn't that-
so dark, though. I wonder. Let me adjust
change it.
brightness, because this, I don't know if this would affect the HDR that much. See, I can adjust it like I can raise it up to around here without losing the
Yeah.
pure black on the OLED.
Try it.
I mean, it's still pretty dark, but now there are some things that I can see that were like, I can see like I could barely see like the ground over here, but now I can.
Just a bit border.
I mean,
I wouldn't judge anything yet, Try, because this area is intentionally dark. Like it's
Yeah.
really dark. Like that's the whole point. Is like it's all in shadow.
Would you kindly find a crowbar or something?
This part of the game was always like this came out in 2007, and like LCDs of the time were terrible.
yeah.
I had a plasma, which even that wasn't perfect for this, but I remember seeing this game on some LCDs and just thinking like every time you're in a shadowy area, all you see is you get a face full of black light or backlight, not black light. Is it running smoothly for you then?
I mean, I'm not as good at detecting frame rate issues as you.
Kind of neat though that it's still like this original game now.
This original version, yep.
You just turn off the frame rate cap and it's perfect.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I'd really be curious to hear your impressions. But I mean, this plasmids neon sign. I mean, the lighting on this painting. I mean, it really. I will admit I was a little unsure of auto HDR, but I am thus far impressed. Now, where do I go to manually like enable it or disable it for any particular game?
You don't.
Oh, I thought you said you could.
You have to turn off HDR in general to do it. You have to turn off auto HDR. Auto HDR is its own thing. You can't do it per game.
Oh, okay. Well, is there a setting for turning auto HDR off while leaving HDR on for officially supported HDR titles? Or you just turn it off at the system level? For some reason, I thought I could have swore you said something about
no.
per game.
Auto HDR is a separate toggle from regular HDR, but that's it.
Okay. Gotcha. This resolution is probably 720p native, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a 720p game.
So. Sandy, do you want your yum-yums? You want your yum-yums? Okay, I'll give you yum-yums and I'll be back. Come up with something else you'd like me to pop in.
Well, I want to see your dashboard. Okay, never mind.
Hang on.
There he goes.
Is there quick resume for 360 games?
I think so.
I mean,
I can't remember.
There's only a few things there, but hang on, I'm going to feed Sandy and I'll scroll down.
There's $10 Canadian dollars from Vibe Mecca, asking, what are your beginning of generation thoughts on the performance differential between these consoles? When we entered last generation, Xbox One was confirmed to be less powerful, and that was significant.
I don't actually have a good answer for this yet.
I mean, it feels like raw horsepower isn't nearly as important right now.
No, exactly. I think it's going to be a little bit different this time around, and I don't think there's going to be a clear, obvious winner.
I mean, the interesting thing is, especially for backwards compatibility titles, the multiplier from PS4 Pro to PS5 is high. The teraflop multiplier is higher, even though the teraflops are lower on PS5. So versions that were optimized for PS4 Pro are, in some cases, outperforming Xbox One X versions on Series X. In some cases.
And that's usually because the resolution was a little bit higher on the Xbox One version.
Right.
So that, but yeah, I definitely prefer a stable performance. Let's see what you got here.
There's $9.99 from Silent Wake 5 KY saying, hey all, question for John. Can you assure people that have HDMI 2.0 TV that they will be just fine for a while setting new consoles to 4K 60 Hz with higher graphic settings if they can get that locked?
I think it'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about it right now.
But it is seeming like more games are doing 120 Hz modes than I expected.
That and also variable refresh rate. It works across the board on Xbox now, I believe. Mm-hmm. So like even 360 games can benefit. It's just like anything seems like it can benefit.
Yeah.
Oh, you have Wolfenstein too.
Uh-huh.
And that's an interesting one. I haven't tested it yet, but that has a native 4K mode in it that you could turn on, and it ran like way under 60 FPS.
Oh, really?
On the One X.
Interesting. You want
So
me to try
that's like
that?
Yeah, maybe try that out and see what you think.
Something really weird why does a way out appear here in the alphabetical listing?
It's going by W way.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Whenever like the word "a" is at the start of a title, though, like it feels like a more meaningful word than "the." So I don't really think of discarding that. But
Yeah.
hang on,
There-
let me
There's $2 from Erst the Blood saying, "Can you try Crackdown 1?" Crackdown.
I only have
Crackdown 1.
three.
Great game.
Yeah. It is.
I mean, I remember the first time I played it. It was basically like the first kind of open world game that I played that was all about the chaos. Like GTA had always like had a lot of chaos, but this was like we're just gonna give you superpowers and let you just do all this stuff. And
Now, a way out would be an interesting one to test, but that would kind of require some setup on y'all's part to actually be able to test it. But that's a game that did have an unlocked frame rate and was not entirely smooth.
That's right.
So
I'll be right
I
back.
bet it's
I think
perfect
dinner
here.
might be ready. I'm gonna go check.
Okay.
After this, I should try to see if I can. I mean, the 120 mode on Ori is live, right?
It is, and it's phenomenal.
So, I wonder, unless it's like a patch that was already deployed, like I wonder why.
Well, click on it. See if you
Oh
start.
wait, what's
it,
this
is it
update?
Oh,
Is it not go? Why is it not going? Oh, do I have to manually tell it to?
no,
This
I
is,
think it's,
this is an interesting list of games for updates, though. I wonder.
I don't. Some of the stuff has just been updated recently, but like Ori, that must be the Series X patch there.
Yeah. Okay, well I'll do that.
So the thing is, though, is
Why did I have to
on
do that
360
manually?
on
though?
360 games, sometimes when they update the emulator, it'll affect multiple titles at once,
I see.
depending on which one they use.
Oh, did I not close out of BioShock? Is that why it went away for a second? Sandy, do you want to try to go poop? I'll boot Wolfenstein and see if Sandy will do her stuff.
Now I own my life in gaming. I'm here. Nobody else.
John is in charge.
I'm in charge while you're away. So
Come on, Sandy.
we're planning a giant heist to get all of Try's monitors and get all those PVMs. Roll a truck up in there. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, I'll look at the chat then. Why it's nice and quiet in here. Let's do that. Let's see what's going on over there. Are there other games that aren't locked before the patch, like Last Guardian? Well, Assassin's Creed, Unity. There's probably a few others. I need to find them.
She ain't interested in doing nothing. No, I did for
snap.
that 4K TVs episode. I did play a little bit into this, and it's pretty amazing. But I have not properly played through it. I need to start it again.
This game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so continue. All right. So go to the options.
Is this a native HDR mode?
No, it didn't support HDR. So go to options, video, dynamic resolution off.
Okay, and then that's native 4K all the time?
Yes. So it should be now.
That is looking real smooth.
So yeah, now we got that full native 4K 60, which was not possible at all on the 1X. It dropped to like 35 frames per second on there.
Yeah, this is. I mean, obviously, there's nothing really going on, but
Yeah, see, this is the way to play it now. This is awesome.
it's probably not
actually.
looking that way on the stream, but
No, I mean, the stream's the stream.
yeah,
But it does look good.
This let me do some pixel peeping up with the OLED.
Oh yeah, I gotta get close to it. How's it look?
It's pretty crisp.
Excellent.
Pretty crisp. Yeah, that's.
Sandy.
She's looking at the speakers. Can you try Sonic Unleashed at some point? Yeah. I mean, I could, but I'm pretty sure it's got a 30 FPS cap.
Well, the reason he's asking is because Sonic Unleashed had a lot of frame rate problems originally.
Right. I mean,
Especially, do you have a full save of it?
I've got to save this like an hour or two into the game.
Oh, never mind. Okay, one of the last levels is Is it Jungle Joyride? I can't remember. But one of the last levels is really heavy that even on the 1X, it couldn't lock it to 30.
Interesting.
Because it's just so heavy. Because originally on 360 and PS3, that level would like drop so hard. It was horrible.
Now, wasn't this just popped in my head? Wasn't it a Rainbow Six game that Richard showed where it actually
Rainbow
had the
Six Siege.
capability to go above 60 FPS? It's just that the system couldn't output that.
Yeah, it's Rainbow Six Siege.
Let's see where the queue is on my updates, because if Ori is updated.
Tell Ori to update first.
Oh yeah, I guess you can do that, can't you?
Have you played through this game?
I played through Ori. Ori and the Blind Forest was like the first game that I beat on my Xbox One.
All right, yeah.
But I've not played this one yet. I actually bought it just like a month or two ago, like specifically because I was like, oh, that'd be a good Series X launch game.
Yeah, it's super good.
Nice, Andy.
It's really good.
What'd
It also
you
has
do?
some of the best HDR I've ever seen.
What'd you do? Oh, the best.
It's one of the best. It's like top 5.
I mean,
see.
that's going pretty slow. Jeez.
It is. Well, I guess the stream is just going to be you sitting here for an hour and 4 minutes until it completes.
Yep, exactly. Let's see. What else would be good to test?
Does Fallout? No, Fallout 4 wasn't updated yet.
Are you sure?
I don't know. Hitman is unlocked.
Yeah, I mean, you've done plenty of testing on that. I'm pretty sure all the
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 13 games are capped.
Yeah, those are all capped. They were smooth on 1X.
Although I am curious to see auto HDR in them.
Yeah.
I wonder what auto HDR looks like in like a like a 16-bit like Mega Man X or something.
It works okay.
Yeah.
I've used it before. To help, because
no.
you can make the game go HDR and then you can turn on black frame insertion.
Oh,
there's Marc.
yeah.
There's that little dude.
I bet auto HDR would be kind of fun in like Half-Life 2. All the Orange Box games, I think, have caps, though, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Vibe Mecha with $2 Thank you. Can you try Dead Rising 3? I don't have Dead Rising 3, unfortunately. My Xbox library is not the most extensive thing in the world, for sure. Oh, I should try. While we're waiting on Ori, I should try Panzer Dragoon Orta.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to try
that's
an
a great
original
looking one.
Xbox game. I just want to see the auto HDR, you know?
Exactly.
the let's see here. I think the PS5 stream's gonna be a little more exciting just because we have like actual new things to play. We've got Astrobot and Demon Souls.
Yeah, I mean, there's some cool new stuff out on the Xbox, but it's I mean, it's all available on other systems as well, mostly. Do they have any? Is there any exclusives
For Series X?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think everything is cross-gen right now.
Man. I'm not a fan of everything being cross-gen, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, at least PS5 has a little bit of stuff, but I mean, hopefully adoption takes off decently enough. That Xbox logo looks weirdly dark to me. The Sega logo is bright though.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list here, and like, you're right. Nothing exclusive. I mean, if you have the TV to support it, the 120 hertz stuff, you know, it makes these are all really good versions of things. But yeah. I had a weird, like, for anybody, so the first chapter of Bright Memory was released, which is that, I guess it was it's like an early access game. It's getting Bright Memory Infinite for it soon. It was the complete game, very small team, but I have the game on my Series X and I can't play it because when you get to the main menu, the gamepad just doesn't work.
Huh.
I haven't been able to figure out why. It's very strange. Oh, was there a question there?
Yeah, there was a question for John from a donation, I think.
I missed. Oh wait, let's see here. Let's look. Oh yeah, I found it. Will I be joining you guys this year for the yearly get-together stream? Maybe if the timing can work.
Oh, but I mean, but you're not going. You're not traveling back to the U.S. this year, though.
No.
So there won't be any in-person stream, unfortunately.
No, it's not going to be the same. It would just be like this.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, you're going to be taking time off.
Yeah,
In December anyway, so I mean, you know, it might be a little more flexible to get you on stream again sometime.
Exactly.
You know what's so interesting is how kind of finely detailed the rain effect in this is. Like,
oh yeah, I love
it.
It
Looks like it was designed for HD. Like,
I know.
It's weird how, you know, I would expect it to look chunkier.
It's like little individual particles or something.
Yeah, it must be particle based. But it's, I mean, obviously this is a.
All right. Sorry, I just got a couple minutes. I got to go eat dinner in a minute.
Okay.
I did see that the Bag of Schmidt had a Streamlabs donation, so I logged into Streamlabs to see it. And he says, "It's $1. Thank you." He says, "So would a Series X replace my One X? Does the One X beat it out in any way?"
No.
Is there even a reason to keep the One X hooked up at this point?
If you
work for us.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping it just because I'm crazy. And
okay,
you know,
so the weird reason I'm keeping it is I don't have a standalone disc player for movies because I really want a 4K UHD player that's region free for all Blu-rays and such.
And they're expensive.
I don't have that now. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. But my One X is a US model. And so all my American Blu-rays, that the few that have region coding, they can play on that. Where all the other consoles I have hooked up are European now.
I see.
So they don't play the US Blu-rays. So I will leave the One X hooked up for that. when I want to play those. Man,
I
this
mean, I'm
game-
just gonna leave it hooked up because why not? Honestly.
yeah,
But
it's a nice machine still.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Gosh,
thinking of
it's-
getting a remote for it just because, like, if I'm going to put wear and tear on it for Blu-rays, I mean, I don't watch Blu-rays
Yeah.
very often, but or even let alone Ultra HD Blu-rays, which I only have a few of. Like, I would rather put wear and tear on that than the current gen console. You know, I wouldn't.
Right.
I mean, I would think differently, like in the context of like PS2 or something. Like, you know, obviously that, you know, you don't want to put wear and tear on that, but like, I mean, it is true that it seems like in the long term, the Xbox One systems are not going to be that useful or interesting to compare against.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
possible.
If I gotta go eat, John, how much time do you have before you're?
I kind of got to go too because
I'm like wondering if I should try to find somebody to
It's like
jump in
midnight.
here. If I
I
want to keep
mean,
on
just
playing.
come back when you come back, Corey. I mean, that'd be fine.
it's midnight here and I've got a very busy day ahead. So
Yeah. Okay, so you're just gonna keep on playing, and I'll just
Yeah,
leave
just
it.
come
You
back
want me
when
to
you
see if I
come
can get
back. It's no
anybody to
big
jump in
deal. I
here in
mean,
my place.
this is just a casual stream. And
are you gonna do this again for PS5?
I am intending to. I don't know if it's going to be delivered at the same time or not, but you know,
Maybe it'll
with
come
that, you know,
earlier.
we'll be able to play Astrobot. We'll be able to play Dark Souls. I mean, Demon Souls. We'll be able to play the last Tinker, City of Colors.
I'm waiting for that.
I think that's going to be a little more fun, aside from the fact that, you know, I will have to install everything. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you
well,
have,
Astrobot's pre-installed.
Right. So.
Whoa. What the
Oh
heck?
yeah, look at. I didn't realize I left that camera on. Oops.
there is
There we go.
Chris Fratz really wants. Do you have Sonic Unleashed? Chris Fratz really
I
wants you to play
do.
Sonic
I mean,
Unleashed.
I don't think it's going to run any better than it did on Xbox One X, though. But
That's not, like I said, it's not true. But
why do you say that?
because the One X still had slowdown.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Chris
talking
Fratz was
about it.
curious on
originally.
get your impression of how the auto HDR plays with that.
Yeah, I'll go get it.
All right,
It is
I'm gonna
that,
go
and
eat.
I don't have a save
Uh,
that deep into it.
If you're not here when I get back, John, I will
Yeah,
talk to you tomorrow.
I'm gonna pop off for now anyway. 'Cause, yeah, it's time to
You're about
sleep.
to pop
so-
off.
Yep,
Are we
much
caught up
ahead.
on donations? I mean, I will try my best, but Corey might need to check if I
And
miss
I'm gonna
any
get back.
while
Okay,
he's
I mean,
away.
All
might
right.
be a little bit of time, so I will be back.
And I will be back for the PS5 stream maybe. So, all right.
I'll talk to you later, John.
See you guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yes, and I know, very exciting. I need to put Corey full screen here. Hang on. Okay, that should be fine. Ooh. I'll zoom me up. Hang on. Yep, just be me and Sandy for now. I need to turn the other camera off. game in? I did not. Man, I haven't even like paid attention to the sound this thing makes at all. I mean, you know, I feel warm air coming out of it, but it's not like... Honestly, I feel like it feels a little hotter putting your hand to the back of a lot of other consoles, like PS4 Pro or PS3. It doesn't feel that hot, in my opinion. Where's my controller? The controller is extremely similar. The texture on the back is a lot more pronounced. And there's texture on the triggers, which is fine, I guess. The D-pad definitely looks a lot different, but you know, I'd have to play it with a proper 2D game to really get a handle on it. But it's extraordinarily similar. You know, I don't particularly have an opinion one way or other about it. I mean, I love the Xbox One controller. I mean, I do think it's a pretty great controller. So Sonic, eh? Sonic Unleashed. Oh, it's in the queue. It has to do an update. Yeah, and it's doing that. Oh, that Ori is almost finished. Will OG Xbox games be backwards compatible on the Series X? Original Xbox games that can play on Xbox One are backwards compatible on Series X, but so far they have not added any new ones. Oh yeah, ukulele. That'd be a good one to... When Ori finishes, I'll set Sonic Unleashed to update, and I will... I'll try ukulele. I'm curious to see what HDR looks like in it anyway, but that would be a good game for testing the D-pad. I ended up buying it because it was pretty cheap on clearance. You know, I played through... I actually didn't finish. I never finished the actual Impossible Lair, but like I played through the rest of the game and absolutely loved it on Switch. And, you know, I saw the Xbox version was super cheap. And I'm like, well, I really, really like the game, so I wouldn't mind owning the Xbox version too. I mean, it's fantastic. But yeah, I'll do... Oh, I mean, it looks like Sonic is going really fast here, but since I put the ukulele disc in, I will play ukulele. That's so interesting. So the reason it's dropping is because I guess I hadn't officially exited the game and it had HDR on, auto HDR on for the game I was playing. And so it's dropped like... It's interesting. It must have something to do with the suspend mode. Now this game can have some pretty long loads, so this will be interesting. This is, remember, this is not internal. I'm using an external SSD with I'm using an external SSD with the Sabrent SATA to USB adapter that Richard used and got really good results. Now I am not that impressed with I am not impressed with the auto HDR I'm seeing here. This auto HDR is not looking good. At least not in like this scene. So I would not want to play this game with it on. The stuff that is dark is looking too dark. This is the first time where I've seen it and I'm like, I wasn't even really paying attention to that initial load, to be honest. But it must have been pretty quick. I mean, out here in the out here in the sunshine, things look good. But something feels off about the contrast in the darker areas, though, with the auto HDR. Out of curiosity, a bunch of people add me as a friend. I think Coury is literally my only Xbox friend. How do I... Okay, so it always has to disable. See, I guess that could be one advantage to the PS5 always having HDR on. Is it's not going to have to like go back to non-HDR to go to the menu. I want to look at where the heck are settings? Why is the Xbox menu so bad? There's settings. The tone map on the stream doesn't look right either. I'll take a closer look at that when I bring the game back up. Although I'm actually curious to see if I can turn it off. The AverMedia card that we have, when it does tone mapping, I feel like in like darker scenes it looks pretty okay, but in bright scenes it looks a little washed out. Oh, did Matt Sponholms have a donation? I'm sorry, Coury is away right now, so it's a little hard for me to keep up with the chat. I'm not seeing it. Did it not appear in the list? When Coury gets back from dinner, I'll try to or can you just copy paste what you were asking about right here? I'll try to get paste what your question was. And I'll see what I know. Let's see, video modes. Okay, here's auto HDR. Okay, I'm going to turn that off and go back to ukulele, which is it going into like the suspend mode now? Oh, wait, HDR is on again though. Is it because the game is already booted? Let's see what happens if I quit it. Let me go back in settings. I just want to make sure that auto HDR is off. It stayed off. Yeah, it's off. I'm pretty sure ukulele does not natively support it. Oh, yeah. I mean, this, you know, it's still pretty dark in the shadows. I guess that's how it's supposed to be, but I think it was over-exaggerating the bright areas. I didn't love how this load screen looked with the HDR on. Yeah, this looks a lot more natural to me. So this is the first instance I've seen where maybe don't use auto HDR. But I got really used to playing this on the Switch, so. What do you think about having old Windows PC games running on Series X? Is that a confirmed feature? See, like this interior area looked a lot darker with HDR on. The contrast looked weird outside too. A little too much contrast. Sonic Unleashed does run on Series X, and we're gonna play that after. I'm just playing this to kind of test out the D-pad a little bit. Actually, I can tell you what would be a great game for testing out the D-pad. Always my go-to for like 8-bit DOE controllers or anything like that. This game wouldn't really give you a lot of information on diagonals. Did you have PC? Is there any reason to get an Xbox Series X? Well, backwards compatible original Xbox games and 360 games. I mean, not a lot of original Xbox games, to be honest, but a lot of 360 games. And also physical games, you know. I mean, that's a big reason for me that I do consoles instead of PC. I mean, I've certainly got a pretty darn good PC because of, you know, video editing. But I just don't I prefer that to be a work device, and I prefer my game machines to be game devices. That's just... I did test Rare Replay. I played, the very first game I played on this system was the Perfect Dark HD. The auto HDR looked awesome in it. And of course it's, you know, perfect 60 frames per second. The auto HDR is really good in most games I've tried so far. This is the only game where I did not prefer it so far. Does it have any games that couldn't run on the Dreamcast? Maybe. How's the controller feeling? Anything meaningful besides the grip? Not really. I mean, it's definitely got a lot more texture on the bottom and, of course, on the triggers. I could take it or leave it. I do like the texture a lot. I mean, the original Xbox One controller has, you know, quite a lot of texture to the grip as well. Yeah, this D-pad seems totally fine. I mean, it's definitely a different sort of shape than I'm used to, but is good. Is good. So real quick, while we are testing the D-pad, can I? Is there? How do I get to? I've never liked the Xbox menu. I mean, physical media, I would not say is glorified download codes. I mean, most games ship in a pretty good state. Final Fantasy VII Remake didn't get a patch for 6 months. I mean, that is pretty insane, actually. I mean, you know, I know that, like, last gen, like, a lot of games, and by last gen, I mean, like, 360, PS3, a lot of games shipped in a pretty bad state, but I feel like this past generation, that has not been as much the case. I feel like the code on the disc is pretty meaningful in a lot of cases, I think. And, you know, you can install code from disk without without installing a patch if you like disable your internet connection on from Xbox One and PS4 games on the new generation. Let's see. What was it doing? And I want to I hate this game. The arcade version I do not care for, and this is not a good port, but it's a good test of your diagonals. And we're also going to see what auto HDR looks like in a bad port of Contra. Whoa, that was kind of weird. Like the white in the Konami was like searingly bright, and then the background was not the same brightness, and then eventually they became both like max brightness. All this text is max brightness. Oh gosh, what are the controls? Ew. Well, I just want to test diagonals. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because in this game, they don't like hold their heading when you're not actually firing a bullet. See, I'm holding diagonal, but then he only looks up when I'm actually firing a bullet. But I don't seem to have any trouble like accidentally hitting a diagonal or anything like that, or not being able to hold a diagonal, which, you know. I mean, the Switch Pro controller can be a little problematic in that regard, for sure, but in general, I would not expect first-party controllers to have a lot of difficulty with that. You know, I can actually see that press start. Wow, that's interesting. So the blink on the press start, this probably doesn't come through as clearly on the stream because I'm sure it's not really playing a smooth 60 on the stream. But like when I'm not shooting any bullets, that press start is flickering, on and off every frame. But then when I start shooting bullets, it becomes very inconsistent, that blink on the press start. I'm sure it's like that on Xbox 360 as well, but by the way, this border is very bright and the actual game is a little dark. I don't really recall what it was like on in SDR. No, there's no Connect for Series X. I don't think there's any way to I don't think there's any way to connect it. Like with the PS5, you can get a free, you enter your PlayStation VR processor box serial number, and Sony will send you an adapter for the camera because it uses the PS4 camera uses a proprietary connection. And you need the PS4 camera, not the PS5 camera, to use PSVR on PS5. So you can get that free adapter. But no such thing is offered for Kinect. I'm sure Microsoft is ready to never think of think of the Kinect again. Because in a lot of ways, it wasn't directly what cost them the generation, but it was not ideal. It increased the price. It was an accessory no one wanted. They focused. It caused them to have not great priorities. But yeah, I'm popping in Sonic Unleashed. Seems like a lot of people are really into seeing Sonic Unleashed. Oh, I already have the disc out here. Well, unfortunately, I think all the Sonic 360 games that you can play on here are capped. You know, I know Sonic Unleashed gets a bad rap, and I'm not a big Sonic fan. I'm not a big Sonic fan. But John kind of talked me into getting it because he said, you know, Sonic Unleashed at one point supposedly started development as Sonic Adventure 3. And he said it's like the last one that felt like it had that kind of push behind it.
All right, I'm back.
All right, welcome back.
I had to watch the beginning of Trolls World Tour with the kids.
Powered by Hedgehog Engine. You might want to go back and see if I'm...
Hedgehog engine, you mean?
There was apparently some donations I missed.
All right.
I apologize. I forget what the name. Someone in the chat said that there was a donation a while back that we missed and did not read. And I apologize. I'm drawing a blank on what the name was. I started playing this game on the Backloggery stream. And I was having like severe internet issues that day. Wow. The bump mapping or normal mapping or whatever the heck it is on these bricks is like, whoa. It's super bright auto HDR. But kind of
looks like there hasn't been a donation in a while here. Let's see.
I'm drawing a blank. I apologize. Look to see if someone in the chat is saying that we missed their donation. Oh, Matt Sponholz had a donation. Did not get right.
Just a second. Let me find it here.
Man, I gotta tell you, it was not super long ago. I played this game, and I definitely like already blocked it out of my memory what the humans looked like in this game because I don't remember them looking like.
If it looks like Crackdown 1 is free on the store, so you should get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like free for anyone?
Yeah.
Anything else free?
Oh, I don't know.
Was that a donation?
No, that was just Where's the Blood was talking about it earlier. I'm going to tell you. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of NPCs around here. I mean, I'm not seeing any obvious frame rate instability, but it is 30 frames. I'm sure that it jumps a little bit on the stream just because that's the nature of things.
So here's the $5 from Matt Sponholz. Thank you. It says, hey, super random. Have you guys tried capturing old 240 or 40 games with picky capture cards using OSSC to Xbox One HDMI to upscale to video? I never did, like using the pass-through, but I've heard of people using it. I think John has done that before to feed it to his Shogun Inferno.
Yeah, I actually did that for a stream one time with a PC game it was an older PC game, and it was being really cranky with the output, and we couldn't do like direct capture of it, like in OBS. Mm-hmm. And so I just ran an output and sort of conditioned the signal through the Xbox One, and it actually worked great.
It's not playable like that, but I mean for recording, definitely.
Well, it was a point and click adventure game, so the
Oh,
lag
okay,
didn't
so
even
that's
matter.
fine for something like that.
Yeah. This the auto HDR is quite bright in this game at times, but it looks cool. But then like see like right here, like I feel like the sky and like the parts of the buildings that are in the sunlight, I feel like are maybe a little darker than they should be. So this might be another one to turn auto HDR off on. But aside from this and ukulele, everything I'm seeing so far is like auto HDR is pretty awesome.
There's a $5 from the Land of Obscusion. Thank you. Saying, I love you guys' work. Could you try out EDF 2025 and see how improved the load times and frame rates are? Also, does Try have a Hyperkin Duke to plug in?
I do
He does
not.
I do.
But you don't have an Xbox Series X to plug it
I have
into.
Xbox. I was thinking about getting one, but then I decided that there's nothing that I want to even have day one, and I don't think it's worth it.
Well, I mean, there kind of aren't day one games.
Yeah, I mean, is there even any exclusive launch games on it?
No, there's nothing that you cannot play on Xbox One X.
That's crazy. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they were very clear though about that being their vision. I would play EDF 2025, but Coury needs to. I mean, I don't know how. I don't remember the details. Coury needs to set it up so that my Series X is connected to your account instead of my One X.
right.
For me to play some of those games.
Yeah.
Because that's related to his account. John said that the Monster Boy patch isn't up either, so that's also connected to your account. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have a save at a very exciting point in Sonic, but it did seem smooth. 30 frames though. I want to try Ori now. Let's see 120 hertz.
All right. Yeah, that's crazy. Arioka is saying Xbox Series X is the first console in history without a single exclusive game. Xbox One had Rise and Dead Rising 3 not out on PC at the time. Yeah, maybe that's their vision, but it sure is anticlimactic.
It is. Like, I mean, I understand.
I do feel as though that being their vision, it's going to go over a lot of people's heads.
Right. I mean, I feel like
who don't really follow games or even care about horsepower or anything like that. They're going to look at it and be like, why do I even need to get this?
Right. I mean, eventually it'll matter. I think with that audience, though, I think the Series S will do pretty well, though.
I mean, like maybe, but there's like not a lot of anything really exclusive.
But I understand what they're doing. They're just making the platform Xbox. Series X just happens to be the name of the hardware. The platform is Xbox now, and it's an interesting idea. I think they're going for something worthwhile with that. But you're right. The actual launch of the hardware, I do think it's going to be a more fun stream on Thursday because we can play Astrobot. We can play a gorgeous remake of Demon Souls. Like it's going to feel more exciting for sure.
It's. I've been thinking about it a bit, and like the extra power, like doesn't nearly excite me nearly as much as like the controller stuff. I feel like the controller stuff is going to be. It seems like something that's going to be really, really cool that like never even entered into Microsoft's like thought process at any point. And I bet you within 2 years they have a similar style controller out.
I wonder. So let's see. Did that cause my TV to switch to 120 hertz? It doesn't specifically say. So I don't know if that'll happen once the actual. game launches.
Okay, so the Medium is going to be a Series X exclusive, but I thought that was supposed to be a launch game, but it's not a launch game.
I think
Or
it was supposed to come out in December, but it was delayed to next year.
Okay.
No, Exadrill, Ori can do 4K 120, but my TV cannot, nor can my capture card. You have to have an HDMI 2.1 TV.
Right.
And, I'm not planning to update anytime soon. Hang on, I'm just looking at some settings on my TV. Okay, so...
Yeah, I mean, for me, something like that, as you and I just bought new TVs, like, I guess, like, I got mine 2 years ago, you got yours 3 years ago. I mean, like, the 120 hertz 4K, that feels to me, it's like, okay, that's going to be something I'll check out more, like, next generation. When I will probably get a new TV then.
John said this is the best
Console
HDR he's
I
ever
did not
seen.
get one today.
This
I
game.
didn't get one. I thought about it, and I kind of half-heartedly looked around online to see if there's any stores that might have it, and then I just said, what am I gonna even get? It's just like,
I mean, I do think it's going to be a really cool console for, I just think all the backwards compatibility with the last gen, it's going to run the games better. In a lot of cases, I think, we don't have a straight answer yet on, what the balance will be between PS5 and Series X, what the real world results are going to be in terms of,
right.
the quality between them.
Yeah.
But, I do think I will lean toward getting the Xbox versions just because I suspect they will be more powerful, but it'll depend on the game.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in the face of if it's going to have like haptic feedback and it's going to be really cool, like I feel like that interests me more to like getting the PS5 version of a game versus the Xbox version, even if it's like runs slightly smoother on the Xbox.
120 FPS support not detected. Why would it?
So, I mean, I'm excited to see what that feels like.
Wait, 4K at 120.
There was $5 from Container 7. Thank you. It says, thanks for this bonus stream. Love console launches.
Yeah.
The console.
I just like, even though there's like, I'll admit, not a huge reason to be on board with this day one. Like, I just like participating in the launches. What can I say?
You might not be able to do 120 FPS in 1080p with HDR on this TV.
Oh, could that be? Could that? Maybe you're right. Maybe that's the bottleneck. I did set the system to 1080p in the systems, in the system settings. Let me double check what I've got set here, and also what it says that. Let's see. Where's the? Oh, here we go. The details. It does not support 4K Ultra HD at 120. I know that, but it does support 1080p 120. And it does support Dolby Vision, but the reason that it says I can't is because of my capture card.
Right.
So I do wonder if HDR is the limiting factor, though. I mean, I'll go back into the game here.
I wish I could get this thing just to go down like a touch more. This microphone. I like the idea of having it up here. I just wish it could go down like a little.
I mean, this is a game where I don't think playing it in 4K is really going to matter that much, you know? Like it's going to look almost as good at 1080p. So yeah, supposedly this is 60 frames per second. I mean, I haven't seen 120 frames per second, so I don't even know if I can tell the difference. So I think I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to have to quit the game because.
Yeah, do it.
Huh?
Do it.
Yeah, I think I have to quit it to turn HDR on or off because that's what happened before. So I'm going to turn off HDR at the system level. Okay. Now, let's see if it'll let me do the 120. It looks a lot different without HDR on, though. I will say that.
Is good or not as good? Do you think?
Well, it looks different. I mean, I can tell already from the loading screen, like just the nature of the. I mean, John says the best HDR he's seen. Try to turn off allow 4K. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't think because it's already outputting 1080p to the TV. All right, let's see. 4K at 120. Okay, HDR not applicable. I guess I could have turned it off in the game. I didn't realize that.
I mean, you're gonna notice. You probably would notice it right away, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean,
if you on your TV, if you hit the enter button and you choose and you look at the resolution, what does it say?
It just says 1080p. It doesn't say what hertz it's at. See if because I've never sent a 120 signal to it before. Usually the settings, are default, but that doesn't appear to be the case.
Sean Forrest is saying you would notice it immediately once the screen pans.
I mean, I am not a frame rate guy. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like something you would be able to tell. It's like, oh, there's something way smoother about this.
Like I'm looking at it, I'm just like,
it would be dramatic.
I do not know. I don't know if that's what I'm seeing or not. I just don't know. I feel like it would be way easier to tell in a 3D game where I could like move the camera all around,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I keep saying, you know, I grew up on N64 games. You know, I'm not like that. Like, I love 60 frames per second, but I'm just like not that. I'm not picky about it. And you know, if there's a little bit of a drop, I mean, I can tell when something is like super smooth, and this is super smooth. But is this more than 60 frames per second smooth? I don't actually know.
Why don't you turn it back and see if it feels any different? Turn it off.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that without quitting the game. Let's see. Like I feel like, you know, like someone was saying Forza, like I feel like a 3D game, it would just be easier to tell a difference.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm a scaling snob, but not so much a frame rate snob. You know, I don't have the eye for it like John does. I mean, I can tell what 30 frames per second is, but I don't mind 30 frames per second, except in side-scrolling games. I mean, they really do need to be 60. But is this? I mean, this is definitely 60. Then let me go back. I mean, supposedly the system is outputting 120 hertz because it's asking me, can I see that? And I said, yeah.
You said yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if this game was moving like a lot faster, I'm sure I could tell. But like at this speed, like it doesn't look dramatically different to me at this speed. I mean, this is kind of telling me that if I do have to turn, if I do have to turn HDR off to have 120 hertz, this I think is a game where I would rather have the HDR because I'm just not seeing a huge, difference here.
Skip the prologue. So I'm saying press start and skip the prologue. So I'm saying hit start and press skip prologue.
Oh,
Maybe it'll be different like once you're in the game. Press menu and choose 120 in the in-game options.
I did. See, it's there. I mean, this, you know, the swaying.
So it's 4K 120 for FPS there, though. That's not what you wanted, though, right?
Wait, what?
Go back into your options. It had 4K at 120 FPS, like it was like selected.
Isn't that what I want? Well, I mean, the system is not outputting 1080p, but the system is not outputting 4K. But I'm assuming it's rendering 4K internally. There's only two. There's only two.
Is there like 1080p at 120?
There's only two options. See. So I'm sure that's the see. I mean, you know, it's 6K. I mean, that's just the internal.
Henry Clark is saying my B7 only did 120 in PC mode.
Hmm.
You have your input set to PC?
What do you
Are
mean
you
by
using the-
PC
are you
mode?
using the-
You mean is that TV setting or is that Xbox setting?
No, the B7 needs to be in PC mode. Hold the input button and change the icon to PC.
Hang on. All inputs. Input label. Oops,
Yeah, I
hang
gotta
on.
change that to the icon to PC.
It's just edit the icon, right?
Yep.
I mean, I've named it something else. This input is called limited range.
Mm-hmm.
So surely I don't have to change the. I mean, it accepted the 120
Yeah.
when I was on the other, but I'm not sure if. See, this is interesting because it changed the settings because like the black level is wrong now
Yeah, that stuff is tied to the
icon type.
not only the setting but also the resolution a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this. And I'm like, boy, it sure is smooth, but if it is 120 frames per second, like I'm just not seeing, and like it's not just jumping out at me as like, oh, this is so different from 60.
Right.
Like if I change it to that, I assume it's 60 again. I don't know if I would have thought a 2D game would be ideal for testing it out, but I feel like I would notice a lot more in a 3D game.
Right.
So, I don't know.
You'd notice immediately, everyone's saying.
Well, until I can get some more games that support that mode, I guess I can't verify. I mean, I am not convinced I would notice immediately. I'm not convinced I would. Oops.
You would notice with the input latency and the side scrolling immediately, most likely the TV isn't allowing the game to render 120 FPS.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, yeah, it's 4K 60.
I will get a Xbox Series X at some point. I thought about it today if I could like find one, but I decided there's nothing that I really wanted to play.
I mean,
It's not really worth it for me right now.
I mean, you know, people also got to keep in mind, I'm not the most sensitive to input lag either. So, I mean, I am not that convinced I would notice.
Okay.
But it's hard to say. That's one of the reasons I went to look for a demo to see if there was like a Dirt 5
capture
demo or
card
something.
stopping the signal, which is possible as well.
So, what'd you say?
that is
The capture card is supposed to accept.
right, but
but it is you're right. It's possible, and I'll go back to Ori after I'm done streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know.
are you using? Well, it'll work on HDMI 2.
Hmm.
I mean, are you using the
It
cable?
will
that
at
can-
it will at 1080p.
Right.
But see, now HDR is on. Like HDR looks super good in this. Like in this game in particular, I feel like losing the ability to do HDR, if in fact that is the case. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back to that after the stream and see if I can figure anything out after I've turned, you know, zone 2 off on my receiver so that it's not not doing that. Anything else I should pop in or oh yeah, Crackdown 1 and 2 are free. I should, I guess, download
1 and 2? Yeah, you should definitely get those. 2 has co-op.
How can I, is there just a list of
Go to the store and look it up.
top free? Would it be in this list?
I would just do a search for Crackdown.
I know, but I was just curious if there was anything else worth downloading from this list. Oh yeah, 2 Human is free because of the
There's Crackdown 2 right there.
the Xbox.
You went right past Crackdown 2 was up 1. I see Crackdown down there.
Where was 2?
It's right above 2 Human.
Oh. Get free.
Crackdown 1
Is
and
this
2
free for a
are
limited
very-
time or anything?
Yeah, it's in the same city, and it hasn't like changed a lot.
Wait, 1 and 2 are in the same city?
Yeah, it's like same layout basically and everything.
Is there any reason, like, right now to download Crackdown 1 then? I mean, I'll claim
just
it.
add it to your queue. I mean, it's worth having. I enjoyed playing Crackdown 1 more than I like 2.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know anything about, I don't know anything about, like, if there's anything interesting regarding frame rates or anything that people would want to see in either of those. I don't know if there was a reason people wanted to see those or if they were just telling me it was free.
Oh, Aegis Wing.
Huh?
Like the first big Aegis Wing was like the first big free Xbox Live Arcade game.
Ah.
I have not kept up with PSO2. I've not really played it very much since the first like 2 months.
So, Robert Higgins, I don't have GTA 4, so I know that would definitely be an interesting test, for sure. But between Crackdown 1 and Crackdown 2, is there one I should prioritize for download?
Oh, Geometry Wars would it look really cool? I mean,
Oh yeah, I bet it would. I don't have it though.
What else you got? You just kind of scroll through. I guess it's all your physical games, right?
Well, this is what's queued for updates.
Correct.
But was there a reason? Did someone want me to test Crackdown 1 or 2? Crackdown 1 got updated to 4K for Xbox One X, but it's locked to 30 FPS. So it's probably not that interesting to look at.
Have you played KOTOR?
I have not.
Seems like something you'd really like.
I bet I would. I really want to play Jade Empire as well. I mean, I've got both of them on here. You want me to pop in Knights of the Old Republic? Someone said that might be interesting to look at.
Sure.
Why not? Yeah, I do have that on here, don't I? Star Wars. Yeah, I need to get the disc though.
PlayStation 4 just got a patch today. Are they you guys going to pick up the game? If it gets a physical release on the PS4, I'll probably buy it again. I ordered the Switch version for Unlimited Run, but I would get the PS4 or whatever version comes out as well. just because it would probably run better.
I haven't tried the switching between games instantly thing, mostly because, I mean,
What is it? What do you mean?
I use discs for almost everything, you know, so I haven't really tried that. It doesn't seem like a feature that would impact me much. Like there's the whole thing where like it can store the RAM, and you can go back to it like later.
You could run multiple games at once, essentially.
Yes, basically, it loads them back into RAM. But I'm definitely pretty impressed with the auto HDR. But it is definitely a game by game basis. It seems like it looks good in more games than it doesn't, but it is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
How long it takes to load Metro Exodus? I don't have Metro Exodus, but I have the collection of the first two games on PS4, I think. I think I have the PS4 version of that.
Oh.
$5 from Lucas. Peruzovic. Would you rather fight 10 raccoons or 3 cassowaries? I'm kind of drawing a blank on what a cassowary is. It's a bird, isn't it?
Maybe. I don't know.
I played like an hour or two of this game on my cousin's PC back in the day, but I don't really remember anything about it. I'll just go with a generic character here. That's fine, whatever. Sure, why not? Now the in video clips, it seems like the black levels are not correct, but I bet it was that way on 360 or Xbox One as well.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, video files often don't display at the correct levels. That's just a problem. Oh yeah, I should probably. I guess I can skip the text scroll. Probably good. Wow, these highlights are pretty bright for sure. The lights in the ship.
We've been ambushed by a Sith battle fleet. The Endar Spire is under attack.
Sure.
Fall out of your time, Trascal. Now hurry up. We have to use for an oath. I know she may not. I heard whatever. People with your skills, I know you're a skeptic. So hurry up and grab.
Alright, this looks pretty solid.
You have to put your equipment on.
I guess that's unsurprising.
Okay, we should stick together. Because of the attack.
Yep. I skipped when he told me how to open the door.
Now to switch me to the party leader. Then you.
Oh, okay. Okay, there we go.
Now that the door is open.
There's $5 from Benicera saying,
Thank
I
you.
hope everyone is enjoying the new Xbox launch. Heart
Thank
and
you.
leg. Thank you.
That was Cars contacting if he says think there's a map of the.
But yeah, these
You're messing around with this thing. I was messing around with the GBS Control AIO.
oh really?
Yeah, the all-in-one version of it that has everything, has like a top and bottom to it, so it's easier to use, or just like position and situate, and it has a lot of other like little tweaks to it.
That door is locked.
And I will tell you that based on the testing, that drops, like video drops, are like eliminated completely. I was able to play Die Hard Arcade and had no problems.
Yeah, this looks good. So whenever I get around to properly playing this game, this definitely seems like a good place to play it with the HDR.
And I mean, I tried out some other Saturn stuff, and it just completely had no issues with like video cuts in the middle of the, like going from screen to screen. Do you hear what I said earlier about I played Die Hard Arcade with it?
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it's just like it's perfect. It's
If
like,
do you have to turn on the
no drop.
downscale mode or something?
What's that?
Did you turn on the downscale mode?
No, just like you can actually you can have upscale to 1080p,
Oh.
and it's like.
But
Perfect.
what if you say you just like did like, can you do like 240p downscale and then pass that through to the OSSC, and would it look as good as a direct connection? You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I have not. I mean, you can do video pass through, and I could pass it through to the OSSC. And I'm not sure if that would, but I don't know if that would pass through the like the hiccups that it encounters. I do know that you can do 480p and then send that through to the OSSC to double it. But I haven't really done anything too much with it, but it is completely perfect. And for those who don't know, Die Hard Arcade is notorious to be like basically unplayable with the OSSC and FrameMeister and everything, because it's like there's like a hiccup in the video every time it switches scenes. So it's like boom, like you'll get a drop every time, and that is completely eliminated with the GBS control. There's 2 euros from, or is that
Pounds.
2 pounds? I mean, they look similar. From InGen UK, saying, anyone seen a Xbox One X versus Xbox Series X comparison? Not yet.
Yeah, I mean, One X versus Series X, I think you're going to find that most existing games probably are better on a One X than a One S. Because those are going to be using the 1S version as the base, because it is actually a lower teraflop machine, I think. I think it's a lower teraflop machine than the 1X, but it has a vastly better CPU. If I'm remembering right, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it is. That's why it can't use the 1X version as the base version of the game that you play. So I think there will eventually be next gen games that only it can play because of the CPU, but in the here and now, I bet the 1X is better in most games. I suspect. But I know like John just got his 1S today, so there obviously haven't been a lot of opportunities for those kinds of comparisons yet. Oh my gosh, this starts with like the worst possible filter. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I see Fabio Mikado in the chat is saying this is the first time that I can catch live stream from you guys. Love your channel. Thank you. I'm glad that you finally had a chance to check it out.
Yeah, man. That's one of the nice things about being able to start the stream in the afternoon. Although,
I mean, that might arrive earlier, so it might be earlier in the day.
Yeah.
I don't think Try has Killer Instinct on here.
No, I don't think so. I did have it installed at some point for that 4K TV episode just to have some variety. But it's not exactly something I'm all that interested in playing. So, like, the interesting. Like the white around the life bar is really bright.
Uh-huh.
Then the game feels maybe a little dark.
Does it get brighter when you run underneath the lampposts?
Yeah, I mean that's how it's supposed to be.
I mean, right, but I mean,
it doesn't feel necessarily different in an HDR way, I guess. Mm-hmm. But obviously, this is an example of a game where you would probably want to turn auto HDR off.
Yeah.
I was just curious, just see what a...
Can you easily turn it off from, like, within the game?
Like, I don't think I can turn it off.
Go back to the dashboard and do it?
Like, I don't think so, because I tried that with Ukulele, and, when I went back to the game, auto HDR was still on, but let me try again. Video modes, turn auto HDR off. See, I go back to the game and HDR is still on. So I don't think, like, if I wanted to then play the game with it off, I think I'd have to totally back out of the game.
Yeah.
And I did test that with Ukulele. It was off once I rebooted the game, but we know what Mega Man X looks like without HDR on, so there's no need to test it. Yeah, I mean, the D-pad is fine.
Yeah.
It's not in the primary position, but I mean, I can certainly be plenty used to playing a game like this with the D-pad if I want.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the regular the Xbox One D-pad.
Late pizza is a good idea. I think it's like it should be per title HDR settings.
I thought you could do that. For some reason, I thought I must have misunderstood something John said, because I thought he said like, oh, you can like activate on a per game basis. Like I thought like stored it as in memory. Like, oh, you want on for this game but off for this game. That would be really nice. It'll be interesting to see how I feel about how the PS5 does it, because you in that case HDR is always on. If you have HDR activated, it's always on, but it doesn't have this auto HDR that this system has, where it's trying to apply true HDR highlights to games that weren't programmed for it.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. I mean, John says he really likes it. He really likes how the games look with them tone mapped back down to SDR within the HDR space. I see there was $1.99 from Michael A. Thank you. Saying Tuesday night spaghetti and MLiG stream. Life is good. And EB Chill 2 with $2 saying, I know you want to play Grab by the Ghoulies, and I do want to play the Grab by the Ghoulies. But the question is, Rare Replay or the original Xbox disc?
The original Xbox, I thought it just like gave you the Rare Replay version. Or maybe that's not the case.
You know, I can't remember now that you say it. But I'll do that. I want to try some of the emulated N64 games anyway. Because I tried Perfect Dark, but, you know, that's a port.
Right.
Where did I put Rare Replay? There we go. Do you launch Grab by the Ghoulies from Rare Replay, or can you launch
That's
it?
how I played it.
I just can't remember if it... Because, you know, some games you can launch... but see, that's the Xbox version. So I'll just do Rare Replay.
Maybe it is a standalone port. I don't know.
Oh, see,
I know
look. It brought me straight back into it. Like I was on this screen.
Oh,
It didn't do the full boot up.
that's cool.
Why am I getting a whole bunch of... Okay. Here, I just go back. This is being time consuming. Grabbed by the ghoulies. I got an achievement for booting this.
Well, I mean, not a lot of people are have great memories of it.
What'd you say?
A lot of people probably don't have great memories of it, so it's like, oh, you're giving it more attention than it's ever gotten before.
What, Grab by the Ghoulies?
Yeah,
I love
I know
this
you
game.
like it, but I don't think that it didn't do well. I mean, I feel like it's not something that.
Probably not, but I think this game's a lot of fun.
That quick resume is why there's a large chunk of missing out of the storage space posted on the box. Interesting.
Yeah.
You lose it though when you turn off the system, right?
No, you don't. I mean, it's stored somewhere on the SSD.
I never to put my systems in standby. I always like completely shut them down. So
I've always had the Xbox One set to fully shut down, but the PS4 I've always had on standby.
See, the reason I shut it down is because I turn off all the outlets tonight.
Yeah. The auto HDR doesn't really seem to have a significant impact on this game. But it's like, it's neither good or bad. It just seems fine. I mean, so far, I haven't actually gotten into the game, so we'll see. Oh, are you right? Oh, yeah, you're right. Auto HDR is off. Right. Let me...
Okay, so even if you power off the system, the quick resume still works. That's pretty cool.
So wait, if I say quit... If I say quit that, because I want...
How many games does it store in the memory?
I don't know. It might be 5 or 6. But the thing is, like, I don't think there's a warning when you're going to, like...
Lose it?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of automatic, right? You know?
Yeah. Well, either way, I mean, that's fine.
I did want to see auto HDR.
I will probably barely use it unless I'm planning on coming back later on that day.
Yeah. I mean, it's automatic though. Like you say,
yeah, I'll use it in that way, but I mean, it seems nice, but like, I can see myself using a ton, but you never know. PS5 does not have a quick resume function, just a quick launch thing. I mean, as fast as the game seemed to load.
Yeah, I mean that. I'm fine. I'm more than okay with that. Because that I mean, especially since I'm mostly playing disc games, I don't think it really matters.
Wow. So the Series S only has 364 gigabytes available.
Yeah, that's not much. Okay, yeah, auto HDR is on now.
I mean, it's basically for people who
play a game and then they're done with it.
They just, they play one game at a time, essentially.
Right, although the difference is a lot of those people probably keep like some multiplayer games in regular rotation.
Yeah.
So, but the good thing on the other hand is like I believe you can delete like multiplayer components separately from like the campaign.
Yeah.
So in that case, they could save space that way.
Right. And I mean, so it's like basically like late pizza, same 3 or 4 games basically, and that's fine. But like, what about people who have like bandwidth caps?
Yeah.
I mean,
it is for a specific person. It is for some people, and it's not for other people. And hopefully, people who do have limitations like that will, be aware enough of whether that system is a good pick for them or not. I'm sure some people are going to buy it, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, this was a mistake." But I think a lot of people. I think it's a smart idea. I won't deny it's a smart idea. I think there's a very big audience, especially the what you call it, I can't even think of what it's called, the Game Pass, the Game Pass crowd is perfect for
Yeah.
them.
Like those people, like most of them are just playing like one game a month, if that. There's a £5 from St. James 15. Saying, great to see you live in the UK. I always have to watch the replays. My favorite line is still, Sandy, stop licking my pants, Sandy.
She'll do that. She'll do that. She'll also lick the couch.
Stop licking my pants.
She'll lick my GameCube. I moved the GameCube where she can't get to it though, but she seems attracted to the GameCube for some reason.
Yeah. Now watch out. She'll chew that up like your BioShock collection.
She doesn't chew it. She seems to want to sniff it.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. Oh wait, no, that's
When
the
you're
rare replay. That's the rare replay menu. I don't think there's a skip for this. I wish there was.
Stop licking my pants. That makes me think of Kirby's epic yarn.
Oh,
where
yeah.
he said, the ground feels like pants.
Yeah, the ground feels like pants.
It's a very good description. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about that game.
Yeah.
I love it when that happens in games where it gives you control, and then 3 seconds later it gives you a tutorial.
Yep.
Like, why not just go straight? Why not like include that information? It's like it literally went to the game screen and then like hit you with a tutorial. So the D-pad's pretty good. Mr. Walrus FPGA is wondering how the D-pad is.
Yeah. I mean, I also like the D-pad on the Xbox One controller. That's, that was the first Xbox controller D-pad that I liked at all.
Yeah.
This seems as good. It's different. I didn't necessarily see a need for it to be different, but it seems good. I played a good bit of ukulele and some other stuff with it. Seems fine.
Oh, you have ukulele on?
Yeah, it was on clearance at Best Buy, so I was like, why not?
The first one, right? Not.
No. Impossible Lair.
Oh, nice. Ooh. That happens to me a lot when I get really freaked out after do a quick QTE.
I want to say this was the first game that I beat on any Xbox system, and I'm still not a huge fan of how they changed the buttons from Nintendo. Really,
Spoke too soon.
I did it. Really, the Dreamcast is set the bad precedent for having the buttons in a different order than Nintendo. But
yeah,
these QTEs were a little hard for me, not being too used to Xbox layout.
Mendelsohn 3 says that their D-pad on the Series S has issues with down inputs. Planning on returning it via warranty.
So you're saying you think it's just on yours, possibly?
Yeah.
I mean,
one of the shock blue ones.
Yeah, I don't.
I like the look of the
I
shock.
mean, I've not been experiencing that, but you know, I certainly. I mean, it only arrived, you know, like 4:30 or something. So you know, I've not had a lot of time with it yet. So hopefully mine's fine. But it seemed fine.
There's a lot of people in here earlier.
Yeah,
Maybe
like 700 some I saw at one
we should
point.
do more random weekday evenings or like late afternoon, early evening streams.
I mean, we should do them on occasion, but it would definitely be bad for productivity.
Yeah.
Maybe when Analog Frontiers is done, I can swing that a little more easily. No, the controllers are not exactly the same, but they are extremely similar. They're definitely the most the same that Xbox controllers have been from gen to gen.
But we are going to be doing another one on Thursday.
Yep.
And I'm getting a PS5 that day. Hopefully, like I'll be able to get it before you start the stream as well. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends on if it shows up, and I'm going to go pick it up.
Okay, well, let's see. I want to try an N64 game. What were you gonna say?
So let's do one more game, or if you want to keep on playing, you're more than welcome to. But I'm gonna, after the next game, I'm gonna duck out because I got to do some
Yeah,
work.
I think I might go ahead and hang it up as well because I need to eat. I'll try Blast Core.
Blast Corpse.
Blast Corpse.
You should have tried. You should have tried Contra Rogue Core.
Oh yeah. I mean that game I think already has a 30 frames per second cap.
Yeah, still. Contra Rouge Corps. Rouge Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Corbeck says, I don't think Nintendo's going to try and hit parity with other systems again. It's just doing its own thing. And it seems to be working out for them.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And like when it comes to like 2D games, it's basically my preferred system to get those games on.
Yeah. Auto HDR seems pretty good in this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not particularly apparent, but you know, it doesn't seem detrimental to it either. So,
Right.
like Ukulele and Sonic Unleashed, I wasn't all that sure about how it looked in those.
You're just trying to impress me.
But this looks right to me. This is such a unique game, I think.
Say the least.
I mean, mostly because it just I always feel like it defies, a genre label. Like, I can't even think of what you would call this game. I mean, it's kind of a puzzle game, kind of an action game.
Show us what you got.
Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I had thought about, instead of getting this, of just getting like a 3080 instead, because I
Yeah,
feel
but
that would be,
you're not even going to play games with it, though.
I know, but but still, it's like, because of that, it's more it's like more useful, and
Well, yeah, but I mean, my point is, like, that's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I'm just going to get, one of these nice new NVIDIA cards instead of one of the next gen consoles." But the difference is, you would only be using it for work. You would hardly play any games on it.
right. I mean, I'm just more excited about faster timeline scrubbing.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I get it. But yeah, I guess that'll be enough.
You're gonna
enough.
try 120 hertz to work.
Yeah,
now,
I want to see if turning off zone 2 on the receiver, if I can tell a difference. I mean, I'm just not that convinced that it's going to jump out at me. And, maybe, I mean, I don't know, maybe this older OLED, maybe it's not as dramatic as it might be on some of the newer ones. Maybe it's more obvious if you have like black frame insertion on, which mine does not support. I don't know. But yeah, I'll poke around at this a little bit more, and we'll see you all on Thursday for the PS5. Maybe around the same time, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. Don't know.
Who knows?
Expect some Astrobot and some Demon Souls for sure.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, if I can get mine before, then maybe I'll stream in another little window.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead and get your setup. I was impressed by how quick the setup was for this, though. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I was expecting to be waiting to get into the system and get going. I was expecting that to take a lot longer, but that was a really quick process. So that was cool. All right.
Thanks, everybody hung out. It was
See
a lot
ya.
of fun.